Welcome to your AEW Dynasty predictions. Should have had a challenger here by now. We planned a time to record. What time is it actually?
It's Ross o'clock, you bitch!
Oh, you're different.
I am different.
We're all different in our own way. It's a lovely jumper.
Thank you very much. Pac, I'm one of your people. I'm a bastard.
So hang on, Pac's back on pay-per-view the same day that you're back on live reaction.
It's a Newcastle takeover, baby.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Let's go.
Will Ospreay is in a dream match against Bryan Danielson. Who you got and why, Ross?
It's the best wrestler of the 21st century taking on the best wrestler who debuted in 1999, Tom. It's a very big difference. But I'm going for Will Ospreay because it's a logical thing to do. Bryan Danielson on his retirement tour of sorts because of Birdie B at home, taking him away from his professional wrestling fans. I'm only joking, of course. But Ospreay, give them 45. Just let them do whatever they fancy.
Whilst I think they are going to have a lovely time together, I think this is part one.
Oh!
And I think having Ospreay win part one doesn't sit right with me. I know he's not been in the company long, but he's amassed some big dubs so far.
Yeah.
I think the buck and the dubs stop with Bryan Danielson here.
Very interesting.
And then we have a few more between them. Like, why would you just give us Danielson and Ospreay once?
I don't know. It's a very good point you bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
is, yeah. I'm doubting myself now, you prick.
Danielson wins.
Next up, winner takes it all. They're both set at the trios titles in AEW/Ring of Honor. The Acclaimed take on BC Gold. Tom, who are you picking and why?
How can so many belts mean so little for so long? It's true, though. And as much as I love both sides, I feel like that by the end of the night, all 6 belts are going to go in the corner of the Bang Bang Gang. Bullet Club Gold have been very much on a tear, despite Billy Gunn beating up Jay White for a bit that time. We won't talk about it. I feel like this is a nice opportunity to really establish Bullet Club Gold. Maybe merge them belts and just have one trio set. I mean, it's not like the ROH ones appear on ROH at all. No, not that anybody would notice they were gone. You could do it that way. But I think Bullet Club Gold, who you got on
That's what's put a little bit of doubt in my mind. The fact they are having winner takes all and the fact that Ring of Honor titles should be defended more on Ring of Honor. I know they were defended a couple of weeks ago. They were defended on the big premium pay-per-view. I've stopped myself from saying it there. But I agree with you, Tom. It's got to be BC Gold. It feels like the Acclaimed, through the Max Caster storyline of him choking, it felt like that was going somewhere. It didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go. So the fact they've just gone, sort of reconned it and gone, they're separate now. Let's have them fight. BC Gold for me because I've got more investment in them. That's the only thing I'm basing this prediction on. That's it.
Fair enough. The House of Black taking on the ROH champion Mark Briscoe, the New Japan Strong champion Eddie Kingston, and the TNT champion Adam Copeland. Who you got and why?
I feel like this is going to be a babyface victory. I don't know why, but there's something in my loins saying that when Adam Copeland, it's the big meeting of Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. Who could take the fall between those two professional wrestlers? And I don't know what it is. There's a feeling in my loins. Mark Briscoe, Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston. It just should happen, and they should beat the House of Black.
Well, you say that, and you're right. This is a meeting of Malachi Black and Adam Copeland, something that they have certainly teased us with. But I feel like the big talking point is going to be those two in a singles match. So why not set the cat amongst the pigeons here, and you have Malachi Black beat Adam Copeland?
Yes.
So therefore, I'm going the other way to you, House of Black.
I tell you what, going through this card, they're all up in the air, aren't they? They're not predictable at all so far.
Not all of them. Some very much are.
Stop it, you negative Nancy. Next up for the FTW Championship, we have Lion Hook imploding. Chris Jericho taking on Hook. Who are you taking and why?
Well, God bless Hook doing his care in the community and looking after Chris Jericho on pay-per-view. I hope Hook just batters him in about 2 minutes. Jericho sort of latching onto Hook like a limpet is something that we've seen Jericho do quite a bit lately. I hope this is a nice way to write him off for a little while and have Hook just kick his head in for 2 minutes. Yeah, that's all I want this to be.
The promo segment on Dynamite wasn't the best, but I said this on the Pitches video. It feels like Chris Jericho is just throwing anything at the wall and hoping something sticks and the hope that he gets back on television to keep himself relevant because he doesn't feel the same Chris Jericho that we've seen in years gone by in AEW. Hook beating Chris Jericho just needs to happen. Have it happen in conclusive fashion as well. I know it's already happened once, but to do it twice, I guess rubber stamps the point home once again. So yeah, Chris Jericho wanted Taz to bring Hook into the ring, then told Taz to get out the ring, even though Taz set the thing up, and then Hook was like, get out the ring, even though he was cornering Chris Jericho. It wasn't a very good segment, but that's,
Back in the day...
It's not all good.
It's not, no. Back in the day, he was rapping for the hell of it. Nowadays, he's rapping to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It's Hook all round on this side of the water.
Come on, the Hook.
House rules for the AEW TBS Championship. Julia Hart putting it on the line against Willow Nightingale. Who you got and why?
I am going to go for, because they've done a very good job. The segment on Dynamite this week, it's sort of setting up, because me and Jack were sat on the news on Monday saying, well, Willow taking on Mercedes at Double or Nothing feels like a foregone conclusion. Now they've set up the feud with Mercedes, either taking on Julia or taking on Willow. You don't know who's going to win. And the fact that Willow has... done the injury angle on Dynamite. She was also choked out. I'm going to go Julia,
Ooh.
I am going to go Julia. I'm going to think I'm changing my prediction on the fly, aren't I, Tom?
You are. Well, I'm all for it. We're live, pal.
I know, I'm going off the script, brothers. But yes, just the
remember this. Remember you doing this.
Just the fact that Willow, she was knocked out backstage by who, we still don't quite know. But I think it was Julia. Maybe it was Julia, maybe it was Mercedes, who knows. But the fact she's gone through that, done the valiant Cody Rhodes AEW babyface thing of coming out injured and then getting choked out, maybe that will count against her. So I'm going to go for Julia to retain.
See, I think they did that just to throw off cheeky little monkeys like you. But I will not be fooled. I'm sticking with Willow to win the TBS title. I feel like a Willow-Mercedes Moné match is absolutely etched in stone for Double or Nothing in my head. Because the moment that Mercedes Moné came back, she went, oi, Willow, hey. Why change that story now? Let's get there. And I reckon somehow Mercedes is, in some weird and wonderful way, part of it.
Yeah,
maybe
somehow.
Maybe she was lying. Maybe she was faking it when she got hurt.
What, she attacked herself?
She attacked herself.
She turned the lights off and fell over. I've been attacked.
We've all done that after 7 pints of very strong cider in a random pub in the outskirts of Newcastle at some point. But I still think that Willow's winning the title, and then I think Willow goes on to face Mercedes Moné, and then Moné takes the belt. But for now, we get a run with Willow as TBS champion.
It is the story they've been telling for longer because of that New Japan thing that happened way back in the day, where Mercedes, by the way, fell off the ropes. Willow didn't push her, she fell off. And Mercedes blaming Willow. I stand with Willow, but not in this match because Julia might win. Next up for the AEW International title, we have the champion Roddy Strong defending against Kyle O'Reilly. Who are you taking and why?
For me, it is undisputed. That Roderick Strong retains his title here. I think there's still story to tell. I don't think we're done telling this bit of story. I think they're going to have a great match. Oh, lovely match. They're
going to make each other's chests very red indeed, and I can't wait to feel the heat coming off those nipples.
But I still think that Kyle O'Reilly's time will come, but I don't think on this particular stage, on this particular occasion, despite the fact that, it's his first pay-per-view back proper, don't think it's happening just yet for him.
I think the fact they've done the turn angle before the pay-per-view, and it's not going to happen at the pay-per-view, means Cool Kyle will come out on top. If they were going to if they had Kyle and sort of the United Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom still on good terms saying into the show, I could see them doing the whole Triple H like, yeah, down you go, we'll beat you down. But the fact they've done that before the show, I think Kyle will come out on top to make him a player in the AEW men's divisions.
Well, to quote the greatest member of the Undisputed Era, where's the lie? He was the best member.
I don't know, he was all right.
The AEW Continental Championship on the line. Kazuchika Okada puts it up against War Geordie Pack. Who you got and why, Lee?
First and foremost, I think this is going to be the match of the evening, but unfortunately for everybody associated with Newcastle upon Tyne, I think Kazuchika Okada will come out on top. Whether it be via nefarious means with the EVPs and potentially a certain Jack Perry maybe getting involved if this match takes place after the ladder match, if it takes place before the ladder match. I was said on the Pictures video, which is on the channel right now, that maybe Hangman Adam Page, suspended by the Bucks, could come back and help and join the Elite as well. A twofer in the new Elite members on the show. Who knows what might happen? But I think Okada will have his hand raised at the end.
There's a pub that I drink at some weekends, and when there's a match on at St James's Park, you can always see them leaving St James's Park, and you can tell by their face how Newcastle got on that day without looking at the score. And I think that face that they did after that last big loss at St James's Park, that is the face of Newcastle because I don't think Pac's winning. I think Okada is keeping it. He's only just got it.
Yeah.
So it's his brand new toy. I think they're going to have fun, but I don't think he's losing it.
And as the kids like to say, he hasn't missed so far. That whole EVP angle since the Young Bucks have brought, their real life status as a kayfabe gimmick, I think they haven't missed so far.
No, not at all. So are both saying Okada?
Okada, yeah.
Oh, that's just banned
what a bloody shame, man.
Just banned from Monument.
Next up for the AEW Women's Championship, we have Timeless Toni Storm taking on Thunder Rosa. Who are you taking and why?
The story with Timeless Toni Storm is far from over. Here we see our gallant gal once again surviving a thunderstorm from Thunder Rosa. I'm picking Timeless Toni Storm to continue once again.
Yeah.
I'm loving her work.
Yeah.
It's brilliant stuff.
They've completely wrecked, because a while ago we were saying, how can she have serious matches while having a very silly gimmick? But since then, she's had a number of serious matches, and they've all been fantastic. So I too, I'm going for Toni Storm. I've liked the stuff with the face paint and that storyline of Thunder Rosa giving Toni Storm on Dynamite this week her own kind of mask with the lipstick and whatnot. But I don't think it's enough. Thunder Rosa, she doesn't feel like the same Thunder Rosa she did in the first stint in AEW.
No.
There's a little bit of pop and snap kind of missing. I don't know why I'm twiddling my fingers like that. There's a bit of pop and snap missing.
Maybe the pop and snap will return after she loses to Toni Storm.
Oh yeah, baby.
We have a ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR versus the Young Bucks. Who you got and why?
It writes itself. And I think it should happen. It's just the right thing to do. The Young Bucks call upon Jungle Jack Perry, who's not a jungle boy anymore. Why I keep saying jungle. I'm just like Jim Ross there, Tom. But Jack Perry will return the FTR at the top of the ladders, pull them down, help the Bucks get up. Bucks win. It's got to happen, surely.
Or to quote JR as well, how do you learn to fall off a 20-foot ladder? We may find out this weekend. I think that Young Bucks seem the obvious ones to take it here. I think because there's a story in FTR chasing. And also, it means all that hullabaloo that you caused when you played the footage of CM Punk pushing Jack Perry to the floor. It has a payoff. It has a natural payoff.
He didn't really push him to the floor. He went like that, and then that was it.
Well, something happened. Someone got shoved, and Chris Hero did this. Something happened, and to justify that happening, it's a great way to bring in Jack Perry and work some magic with the Bucks there. So we're both going Bucks.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jack Perry. I don't think he would have been too pleased about the footage being aired, but I think the fact it has been aired, him getting more heat coming out of it, as we saw in Chicago last week, it's going to benefit him in the long run, I believe. And finally, for the AEW World Championship, we have the champion Samoa Joe defending against Swerve Strickland. Who are you taking and why?
Swerve is not getting the keys to Swerve's house just yet. I'm picking Samoa Joe to keep it. I don't think we are far off from Swerve Strickland climbing to the top of the tree. But I do believe that somehow Samoa Joe is going to eke out a victory here as AEW World Champion.
Even though he stood tall at the end of this week's Dynamite?
Even though he stood tall at the end of Dynamite this week. Also, maybe it's due to the fact that, I think, is it on Monday or Tuesday? Not that this really matters, but it might. The DLC for Fight Forever is Samoa Joe. I mean, in any other time you go, oh, of course he's going to keep it then because they're releasing it at the time of his title reign. But of course, this is AEW Fight Forever, which really should be a harbinger of doom for me, which should be a case, oh, in that case he's definitely losing the title. But no, I genuinely think that Swerve's taking it. I think maybe they save that big win for Double or Nothing. And I think here we just have Joe get by the skin of his teeth to just eke out a victory over Swerve, and Swerve takes it proper the following month. So you've got why.
Oh yeah! I'm going for Prince Nana to be doing that all over the stricken body of Samoa Joe as Swerve Strickland holds the title high. It just feels like the right time. Swerve Strickland and Samoa Joe, to be fair, this entire world title picture, I'll throw Hangman Page in there as well. They've all been firing all cylinders when they have been on TV, but it just feels right with Swerve. This week on Dynamite, the thing he did when he jumped off the top turnbuckle and used both his legs to break down the security guards like they were a set of 10 pins on a 10-pin bowling. It was unbelievable. It's just, everything's fantastic with Swerve. Don't screw it up. Don't hold on too long so people are going, now it's got to happen. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Just do it. Strike while the iron's hot, and it's boiling now.
It's a boiling hot
iron. I need to take this jumper off, my God.
It's a boiling hot iron. Join us for some cozy live reactions on Sunday night. YouTube.com/Cultaholic/live. Get yourself warmed up for it by checking out 9 pitches on the channel right now for AEW Dynasty. And then you can join us for the live reactions over the weekend. And what happened happened at with Jack the Jobber as well. AEW Dynasty this weekend. Been a long time since you've had one. You've never had this one.
I've never seen that one. It's big and impressive, isn't it?
Isn't it lovely?
It looks very expensive.
Do you want to touch it?
Yeah.
You can't touch it. Stay safe. Love you, bye.